Hi there, it's Therese here for Ellen Hutson, and I have 3 fun ways to use hot foil today. I'm going to be doing some hot foiling on coloured cardstock, on Yupo paper, and also on acetate. Yes, it's true. So I thought I'd just share my process with you. I'm going to be doing all the hot foilings first, and you do need to have a look at your machine, whichever machine you're using, whichever type or brand of foil that you're using, and whichever kind of cardstock that you're using is going to determine your sandwich and also how much pressure and how much heat to apply. The great thing about the Gemini foil press is you can adapt the heat, and I am using the Gemini foil press foil today, so that means I can run it on the lowest heat. If I'm using other brands, I've found that I need to run my machine on the medium heat, and I'm starting with my coloured cardstock. Now typically this does not foil as readily as the smooth cardstocks, so I wanted to see how it went. I'm using the Tiny Stars background hot foil stamp. It's a cover die or cover stamp from Ellen Hutson, and the cardstock I've got here is some Aqua Sky from Concord and Ninth. Now I have used some gold foil here, and look at that shimmer and shine. It's just beautiful. Now I didn't want to waste the rest of this foil here. I have tried using the plate that comes with the Gemini foil press, and you could certainly give that a try and see how you go with it. It is obviously going to depend on the sandwich that you use, but what I have here is the solid hot foil plate from Pink Fresh Studios. So I am preheating these large plates, so both the cover stamp and this foil plate I have preheated on my machine just to the lowest heat again, and this time I'm using that leftover piece of hot foil. I'm just using some low tack adhesive here to tape it to some Yupo paper. This is a lovely shiny, sort of almost synthetic cardstock, and I've taped it with the shiny or the pretty side up. So the pretty side when you're hot foiling is always the part that needs to hit the stamp, and in this case my stamp is the solid hot foil plate. The rest of my sandwich I did add a shim because I didn't want to take any risks. I probably didn't need it, I don't know, because I didn't try it without. And then also the top plate of the foil press. I just ran that through my Gemini die cutting machine, and the big reveal, let's have a little look. And look at the result here. There is a clear film on the opposite side of this paper, so as I peel that away there is no residual foil on that at all. It is clean as a whistle, and look what I'm throwing away, nearly nothing. And look how shiny and beautiful this is. I haven't wasted that foil at all. Now my last but not least item that I'm using is heat resistant acetate. I have the Believe hot foil stamp from Ellen Hutson and some red foil, and I just found it easier to add the foil to the acetate because every time I tried to lay it on top of the actual foil plate it would kind of crinkle. I am also using a shim with this as well as the top plate, cooking it. I think it was 15 seconds that time, but you can work out the timing on your machines. There are lots of videos on the Ellen Hutson YouTube channel about how to use your hot foil machines, so I'll try and remember to link them in the description below. Carissa's done some wonderful tutorials, but look how amazing that Believe turned out. I was just so excited about it that I had to do another one. So I've got the jingle all the way sentiment this time, and I've decided to keep the scrap paper cardstock, the scrap foil, to use that in the positive version as well. I think it's going to look fantastic. I didn't do that today though. So I'm going to make both of these into shaker cards because why not? And I created my own border using a couple of the A2 layers dies from Waffle Flower Crafts. Any rectangular die would work for this as well. And I'm adding just some Gina K, it's the dot adhesive roll to attach the acetate. And then I'm adding my cut down starry panel to the front of a A2 side fold card. And to create my shaker well, here's a little tip. When you're trying to cut thin strips of foam tape, adhere it to some release paper. That way your scissors don't stick to it as you're cutting your strips. I know. One of my friends told me that, and I was just so excited to find that out. I thought I'd share it with you. Do make sure that you create a sealed shaker well here, especially if you're using these awesome little stars that I've used today from Pretty Pink Posh. They are tiny. So they're called mini gold, no, what is it? Iridescent mini star confetti from Pretty Pink Posh. And they're so sweet. And they would get out any of those little gaps. So I made sure that I had a proper sealed well there. I'm also adding some die cut essential stars in my shaker well as on the outside of this card design. You may notice on the E of my the, there was the foil didn't fall perfectly, so I'm covering that up with a star. Why not? I really had so much fun creating these hot foil elements, using different colored cardstock, using acetate, using the Yupo paper. This just gives me so many options. Being able to use the negative version of my hot foil just means there's so much less waste. I had to show my husband. I don't show him much when it comes to my card making stuff, but I had to show him all of these, and he liked them. Probably just goes, nod, yes, I'm as excited as you are. Probably not, but anyway, they do look amazing and even better in real life. I created my second shaker card using some of the mini star confettis yet again, but this time I used the gold ones, which I think went really well with the gold stars that I had on that background. Look, there are so many options with these hot foil systems, and I am having a blast. I hope you're enjoying them too and getting inspiration. If you don't have the foil press or the glimmer system, you can certainly recreate these cards using some heat embossing with gold or some die cutting. The only thing you probably need to do with the sentiment for the acetate would be to die cut one perhaps and adhere it on top of the acetate. That would look just amazing as well. I hope you're inspired today. I will link everything that I've used in the description below this video, but there'll also be a link to the blog post associated with this video, which will have lots of photos and links as well. Till next time, bye.